Countdown.
Tahniah! Siaran langsung ini dibawakan khas kepada anda oleh Akademi YouTuber Malaysia. Sebuah inisiatif e-didik Malaysia dan Kelab Guru Malaysia. Tumpukan perhatian anda. Siaran langsung akan bermula sebentar lagi. Link sijil akan diberikan di hujung siaran ini. Pastikan diisi dalam tempoh yang ditetapkan. Terima kasih.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. Good evening and hi to all teachers, parents and the wonderful students. Welcome to Pusat Tuisyen Academy YouTuber, a joint venture with EDD and Kelab Guru Malaysia with the hashtag bermula percuma, selamanya percuma. Okay, before we proceed, let's begin our session with the recitation of Kitab Al-Fatihah. And for the non-Muslim, please recite your prayers according to your religion. Okay, so how is everyone doing today? My prayer is that everyone is in the best of health and ready to proceed with today's class. So let me introduce myself first. I am Madam Rosmaya as your moderator for today, and I'm a Form 6 Physics teacher at SMJK Yuhua, Kajang, Selangor. And together with us is Teacher Im, our host controller. She is a teacher from College Tingkatan 6 Tapah Perak. Okay, and our observer is Teacher How, okay, from Pusat Tingkatan 6 SMJK Chungling, Batu Pulau Pinang. Okay, so our job is to make sure that today's session runs smoothly. And the most important person today is our presenter, Teacher Zana. She is a very experienced retired teacher from SMK Tengku Ampuan Pura, Negeri Sembilan. So let us give a warm welcome to our presenter. Okay, for the record, we are now live on Teacher Zana channel. So as a sign of support to Teacher Zana for the hard work in preparing today's lesson, so please subscribe her channel. And don't forget also to subscribe Teacher Im, Teacher How, and my channel too. As usual, the lesson will last approximately 1 hour. Okay, the certificate link and the credit claim link will be given at the end of this session. And remember that you can only use EDD email and more email to claim the certificate. Okay, for credit claim, you need to collect one letter and 4-digit codes, which will be announced separately during our class today. So be sure to follow the class up until the end to get the complete code for the credit claim. I would also like to remind our students to use appropriate language and also use appropriate profile picture if you wish to post comments in the chat box. I'm pretty sure all of the students here are excellent students who will uphold a positive classroom environment. So please give your full cooperation in making this class a lively one. So stay focused, and if you have any questions, please write on the chat box, and Teacher Zana will try to provide you with the answers. So before I give the next session to Teacher Zana, I will announce the first digit code, okay, for credit claim. So the first digit is A6. Okay, A6.
A6.
So without further ado, please welcome Teacher Zana. You may start your presentation.
Okay, thank you, Madam Maya. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good evening. Okay, thank you to all the amazing students for joining today's class. But before that, I wish to thank the presentation team. Okay, all the very big people here, Teacher Im, Madam Rusmaya, and Cikgu How Day Chun, okay, for spending time with me for today's class. Okay, their role is very important, is to ensure the smooth running for my lesson. Okay, if you notice that there's a difference in their batches, all of them are very important people in IU. Okay, all of them are the head of panel for their subjects. So I'm very lucky and privileged to have them with me today. And also allowed me, okay, to introduce myself. I am Cikgu Zana. As what Madam Rusmaya has introduced, I am a retired teacher and my last school is in SMK Tukar Pandora Seremban Negeri Sembilan. Okay, you can subscribe to my channel. Oh, sorry. Panic. You can subscribe to my channel for more updates. Okay, and then allow me to introduce my fellow teammates in the pre-U collaboration. Okay, we have the chemistry team led by teacher Sir Shannon or Cikgu Shannon. Okay, he's very lucky guy, flanked by 5 beautiful ladies here. Okay, so they have a playlist on chemistry lesson. And then we have the biology head by Cikgu Faiza here. Okay, very smart lady. Okay, and 3 other members in the team. And of course, we have the physics team. Here, Madam Rusmaya is the head for the physics team. Okay, and she has a very great team members. Okay, so go and browse the physics playlist. Not forgetting to, in the pre-U collaboration, we have the perakaunan and economy. Now we are left only with economy matriculasi. It seems that Cikgu Yi has on her own for Stpm economy. So give your support to Cikgu Yi too. And then last but not least, my teammates, Teacher Im is my head of panel. Okay, the members is Teacher Aileen and the Cikgu Shak, Cikgu Karul Azwat, Puan Ong, and Cikgu Wan Zanaria. And not forgetting, we have other STPM subjects. Okay, the pictures here are all the head of panels. Okay, they have members in the team. Pengajian head by Cikgu Aguila, the famous Cikgu Aguila, Mued, Cikgu Aisyah, PP pengajian perniagaan, Cikgu Rizal, and of course here Cikgu Hao and Cikgu Yi Miha. Every Friday without fail, I'll be helping her and together for Cikgu Hao's class. Okay, right. And here I see that a few of Cikgu's house students are here. Jia Ying, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, Jia Ying is here. Okay. Thank you, Jia Ying, for coming to my class. Cikgu Shafiq, the most constant student to attend this class. Okay, now, today's lesson, our topic for today's lesson is remainder and factor theorem. Okay, we will understand and learn how to use the remainder and factor theorem to solve problems involving polynomial division and also problems involving polynomial equations or inequalities. Okay, but before we begin, students, you can get hold of the PDF notes and question for today's lesson in the chat box. Okay, I already given in the chat box. Okay, the link for the PDF notes. Okay. All right. Okay, now let's start. So let us begin by recalling what is a polynomial. Now, polynomial comes from the word poly. Poly means many, and nomial means means term. So it means many term. But the standard form of a polynomial is, okay, shown in the slide here. Okay, notice that the degree of the polynomial n is determined by the highest power of x. Okay, and then the standard form of this polynomial is written by decreasing order of degree. Okay, this is the term. Notice that the exponent is decreasing. Okay, from n becomes n minus 1 until n is 0. Okay, so we have here the leading term. The term here is the cubic term, the quadratic term, the linear term, and the constant term. Now, the coefficient of the highest power of x, a, n, is called the leading coefficient. And the coefficients are all real numbers. Remember, they are all real numbers. And the leading coefficient cannot be 0, and the exponents cannot be negative. Okay, it must be all positive. So this is a polynomial of degree n in the standard form. But the division of the polynomial, since the polynomial cannot be expressed, division cannot be done division by a variable, so we can write the division of the polynomial in this form: px equal dx qx plus rx. So what is px? Px is called the dividend, dx is the divisor, qx is the quotient, and rx is the remainder. Okay. And then if we were to show this in a long division method, okay, so what is our dividend? This is a polynomial itself. Divisor is 3x minus 4, and the quotient is x squared plus 1, and the remainder is negative 2x plus 11. Hence, we can write this polynomial as the divisor plus the quotient plus the remainder. Okay. Now, if we were to use long division method, it's quite tedious. Okay, so remainder theorem is to help us to find the remainder easily by just calculating PA. Okay, so when you calculate PA, you have find the remainder. So this saves us a lot of time. So hence, using remainder theorems will help us to find the remainder easily. Now, take note, if the divisor is x plus a, the remainder, okay, p in the brackets is negative a. We look at the symbol here. Since this is a plus, so our x is negative a. So if our divisor is ax minus b, okay, so this is minus here. So the remainder is p, b over a. Just equate ax minus b to 0 to get our x. So if ax plus b, the remainder is p negative b over a. Okay, what happens if we have a quadratic divisor? That is px divided by the two linear factors here, x minus m times x minus n. Then the remainder is a linear factor, ax plus b. Or we can write this in the polynomial division form. Okay, this is the remainder at the back, ax plus b. Okay, please take note. Right, now if we were to divide and then suddenly we have PA equals 0, what does this mean? Your remainder is 0. So this means that x minus a is a factor of px. Hence exists the factor theorem. But the factor theorem here is incomplete because conversely, if x minus a is a factor of px, then PA is 0. So remember, if there's a value here, we apply the remainder theorem, that is the remainder. But when it's 0, that is the factor of the polynomial. Okay? Okay, let's look at the first example. Okay, first three example is just to help us to explain how to use the theorem. Okay, now, one thing about remainder and factor theorem, the questions are wordy. So students must be able to interpret or translate the statement into a mathematical symbol or sentences. Okay, if you have the question, look at the question. The polynomial leaves a remainder of negative 8 when divided by x minus 1. So what does this mean? So the statement or the mathematical sentence is P1 is negative 8, and then the polynomial leaves a remainder of 11 over 2 when divided by 2x plus 1. So write it in mathematical sentence, P negative half, okay? P negative half is 11 over 2. If we can do this, interpret this, we have no problem. Straight away, you can solve the values of A and B. Okay, so using the first information just now, P1 equals negative 8. So substitute x as 1 into the polynomial. You have this row here, this line here, A minus 5 plus B minus 7 plus 1 equal negative 8. Okay, this is a simple arithmetic. So this is your first equation. Remember, if we have two unknowns, we must get at least two equations. So the second equation is obtained from this information. b negative half is 11 over 2. So substitute x negative half into the polynomial. Okay, all the x is substitute as negative half. Okay, simplifying, you have a plus 4b equals 6. So this is your second equation. So we are in business. So what must you do? We have to solve the simultaneous equation. Okay, Form 4, you have done this in maths and even in maths. Okay, so here I would 2 minus 1, equation 2 minus equation 1, or you can use substitution method, but I love to use elimination method, it's easier. Okay, so we have b equals 1. Then substitute b equal 1 in equation 1. We have a equals 2. Okay, so this is very simple, straightforward, okay, using the remainder theorem. Next, we're going to look at how to use the factor theorem. So given that x plus 2 is a factor of the polynomial f of x, find the constant k and hence factorize f of x completely. So meaning that you have to use the factor theorem. But first, try to translate the information given in the question. X plus 2 is a factor of the polynomial f of x. So what is the sentence like? The mathematical sentence. So it's f. So what is the mathematical sentence here? F negative 2 is 0. Okay, that is the information given in the question. Then we are in business to find the constant k. So substitute x as negative 2 into the polynomial. Okay, this is a simple calculation. Okay, actually this is past year. Yeah. So you have k equals negative 8. Okay, so far all the students have no problems finding the constant. Okay. So once we have k negative 8, so our job now is to factorize f of x completely. So I'm going to use by analytical method, okay? There's two methods. One is analyzing the polynomial. One is the long division. Let's do first the analyzing method. Okay, I have the factor x plus 2 here. Okay, next we have 2x cubed. So to get 2x cubed, what must we multiply with? Anybody can give me the answer? To get 2x cubed, we multiply with? Simple. We have x, so you need to multiply with what value to get 2x cubed? And then the constant here, we have negative 4, we have plus 2, so what must you multiply with? Remember, this is 2x, okay, 2x squared. Okay, good. Shafiq, 2x squared. Yes, and then the constant we multiply by negative 2. This is called the analyzing method or the analytical method. We analyze, okay, to get the expression in the brackets. So now we need to get the constant b. Okay, you can use any symbol, but I tend to use b because in Form 4 at maths you study that for quadratic is ax squared plus bx plus c, right? So now I'm going to compare the coefficient of x squared. You can use also x, up to you. Okay, how to compare the coefficient of x squared? Okay, remember class, you don't have to multiply out. You just multiply here. 2 times 2x squared is 4x squared. Then x times bx is bx squared. So you have 4 plus b. Compare it with the original polynomial. The coefficient is 1. Compare the coefficient. Yes, students, do not write x squared. Just 4 plus b equal 1. Hence your b is negative 3. So here f of x, okay, we substitute b as negative 3. We have this. Okay, then ask yourself, can we factorize further 2x squared minus 3x minus 2? Because the question say factorize f of x completely, meaning that we can factorize 2x squared minus 3x minus 2. So the factors, quadratic factors, okay, 2x plus 1, x minus 2. Okay, so this is how we use the factor theorem to solve problems. Okay. Okay, this is another method. Some of you love the long division method. Okay, so but long division, you have to be very careful when you carry out the multiplication and when you minus, okay, the two expressions. Sometimes you tend to make mistake when you minus. So here we have f of x, okay. The next expression is easily obtained, 2x squared minus 3x minus 2. One thing advantage for long division, okay, you can straight away get the quotient and straight away you can factorize further, okay, and hence you get the answer. So whichever method is applicable, you decide which is easier. But sometimes you have to use the theorem. For example, like example 3, because I purposely give example 3 because you cannot use the long division method because the polynomial is not given. Okay, so this is a good example whereby you have to use the theorem. Okay, again, let's
Zana,
look at here.
before we continue this question, can we announce the second digit code?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so the second digit code for your credit claim is number 5. Okay, number 5.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you,
Teacher
Madam
Zana.
Maya. Thank you, Madam Maya. Give me time to drink. Okay. Okay, let's look at the information. X plus 1 is a factor of Px. Factor means so P negative 1 is 0. Then remainder is 4 when Px is divided by x minus 1. So P1 is 4. Okay, so we need to find the values of A and B. Okay, there's one more information not translated to mathematical sentence. Px is divided by x squared minus 1. So how do we write this information? Oh, saya lupa. Okay, so these are the two statements. So Px is divided by x squared minus 1. Its remainder is Ax plus B. Okay, so how do you write this in mathematical sentence? Remember, we don't know what is Px. You don't have to know what is Px, but we can write the division of the polynomial in this form. Okay, the remainder is Ax plus B. This is the divisor. Okay, you don't have to know what is the quotient. Why? Because when you substitute this, P1 equal 4, this becomes 0. So you are left with A plus B equal 4. Then when you substitute x as negative 1, here again becomes 0. So you are left with negative A plus B equals 0. Next, solving the simultaneous equation or solving the two linear equation simultaneously. So again, I'm using the elimination method, 2 plus 1. So I have B equals 2. Therefore, A equals 2. Okay, so whether you like it or not, you have to master these two skills, applying the theorems and also the long division method. Okay, this is a good example whereby you have no choice but to use the theorem. Okay, number 4, 5, 6, 7 are all past year question. Okay, if you look at the handout, notice that part B is always the, what do you call it, a further higher up than part A. Part A is very straightforward using the theorem. Okay, for example, number 4 here, find the values of A and B and hence factorize Px completely. Okay, this is always the first part in the Stpm format. Okay, remember question 1, we can the question can be from function and its graph. It can be polynomials. Okay, it can be also be from exponential logarithmy and it can also be from critical function for the what Shafiq asked synthetic. What do we mean by synthetic? This is the first time I heard here. What is synthetic division? May I know? I think boleh go. Teacher Im, do you have any idea what is synthetic division?
Yes, they can use synthetic division to do this. If there is a similar left and right side, yes, they can do that.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, okay. I know what is it, but I don't know it's called synthetic. Okay, all right, right. Let's look at the solution for question 4.
Yeah, the names of the terms in BM and in BI is different.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Right. Here we translate it into mathematical sentence. We know that x plus 2, x minus 2 are factors. So P negative 2 is 0, P2 is 0. So we're going to use this information to get the values of A and B. Okay. So I go very fast because it's just substituting 2 into the polynomial, and then you can press the calculator or you can do it mentally to get the first equation. Then we have P negative 2, okay, you get the second equation. And then you solve the 2 equations simultaneously. Okay, here is easier by adding the 2 equations. So you have A first, so A is 7. Then substitute into one of the equations. So you have B is 27. Okay, so those who have done this, please check your answer, whether your answer is correct. A 7, B equals 27. Okay, so this is your polynomial because we need to factorize Px completely. Okay, again, I'm going to use the analytic method. Okay, I have x plus 2, x minus 2 as the factors. So if you find it difficult, we multiply first. X plus 2, x minus 2, we have x squared minus 4. Again, to get 6x power 4, you need to multiply with, anybody? And then to get plus 12, you need to multiply with what? We always look at the first term and the last term. Okay, so we always look at the first term for the first term for this expression in this bracket, and here the constant term. So 6x4, here we have x squared, so we multiply with what? Students, everybody? This is just pure multiplication, so you must be good at your timetable. Remember primary school? Okay, and then here minus 4, you need to multiply with, we have plus 3, so what do we need to do? Anybody can answer me? It's just a simple multiplication. To get 6x4, we multiply with 6x squared. To get positive 12, we multiply by negative 3. So this is a quadratic expression. Okay, so now we just compare the coefficient. Again, here you can choose any coefficient you want to compare except for x to the power 4 because it will not give you b involved. So now I compare x cubed. Okay, how to compare x cubed? Okay, bx times x squared is bx cubed. Okay, so we have b, and then the x cubed in the original polynomial is negative 7. So straight away we get the answer b equals negative 7. Okay, some of you who can do this mentally, this statement sometimes can be what do you call it? You don't have to show it. Okay, because straight away you can tell what is b. 6x squared minus 7x minus 3. So factorizing it, we have 3x plus 1, 2x minus 3. Okay, so this recall back your Form 4 lesson whereby you have to learn how to factorize quadratic equations.
Puan Zana, they actually can also use the calculator. Now the new calculator, the 570EX, they can actually factorize using that already.
Straight away.
You have to be very careful. Like I said inside the chat box, the students have to be very careful to know inside the marking, inside the marks that they give in the Stpm, does it include the long division? If it includes the long division, then they have to do the long division. They can't just directly press the calculator. If it is only 1 mark, no problem. They can just press the calculator. So they should know how the setting of the marking scheme is. Okay, sorry, disturb.
It's all right. So that's why I said some of you can easily get the factorization, so you can save time. But here I'm just showing to you if what do you call it? If you didn't have the calculator, okay? But now they have all this IT savvy, so they have saved time by using or pressing the calculator. Okay, next. Okay, this question, always the last part of the question where students would not get the full mark because they can't. This is just testing the skill of your algebra knowledge. Okay, so you have your px. Okay, now we need to find qx. Okay, so qx. Qx is in the square bracket minus 41 plus 3x cubed. But here, if we look, px is 2px, we only have 2x minus 3. So I always tell my students, you just write down what you know. So So we just take out the 2x minus 3. So you are left in the square bracket x plus 2, x minus 2, 3x plus 1. So now what must we do? We need to get 3x cubed. We just carry out the multiplication of the factors. So we carry out the first x plus 2, x minus 2 is x squared minus 4. So multiply by 3x plus 1. Okay, we have 3x cubed as what wanted in the question, plus x squared minus 12x minus 4. But where does minus 41 comes about? There's no minus 41 here. So remember, we can add something new into the expression, but when you add a new term into the expression, you have to minus with the same term. So to get negative 41, so we add 41, but you have to minus 41. Okay, so that this expression here remain equal. Okay, will be the same. Okay, can I move on to the next slide? So we have here 3x cubed plus 41 minus 41 plus x squared minus 12x minus 4. Okay, now let us arrange so that we have this format. Okay, so we have x squared minus 12x minus 4 plus 41, simplifying. Okay, I purposely highlight this, okay, so that we have the same format. So from here, we can identify, when we compare, we can identify our qx. So our qx, when we compare, is x squared minus 12x plus 37. So this question is testing you on the knowledge of your algebraic skills. Okay, I think can we stop now for the advertisement, Cikgu Maya?
Okay, so let's start the advertisement.
Berita baik untuk semua. Kini Akademi YouTuber memperkenalkan sistem mata ganjaran kredit AYU untuk dikumpul. Jom ikuti kelas tuition live AYU untuk mengumpul kredit AYU dan berpeluang menebus hadiah-hadiah yang menarik. Hadiah bernilai lebih RM10,000 disediakan secara percuma untuk pelajar seluruh Malaysia. Apa tunggu lagi? Tebus ganjaran hebat ini sekarang. Layari www.academyyoutuber.com untuk maklumat lanjut.
Okay, now we move on to the next question.
Teacher Zana, can we announce the third digit code first?
Yes, please say. Please go.
Okay, so before Teacher Zana continue, I will announce the third digit code is number is number 5. The third digit code. Okay, number 1. Wait,
Yeah,
okay,
let's check.
Number one. The digit code is number 1. Okay.
Just now you announced the first one.
5, correct.
Number 5. Yeah, it's number 5. Okay, number 5 students.
The second one is number 5.
The third one is number 1.
Number 1.
Yeah. 8615. 8651.
51.
Oh. Okay.
Okay,
students.
Continue.
I think Cikgu Maya is more.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's move on to question 5. Okay. Okay. Shafiq's already given me the interpretation for the sentence here. X minus 2 factor of the polynomial. So what does this mean? F2 is 0. Good. Okay, well done. Shafiq, F2 is 0. So we need to factorize f of x completely and then find the real roots. Okay, very important because sometimes the question will say find the roots. So when find the roots is it includes the imaginary roots. But here they insist on the real roots of the equation. But notice that now the equation is 3x to the power of 6. Okay, but the polynomial is 3x to the power of 3 minus 16x to the power of 4. Here we have 16x squared plus 12x cubed. Here we have 12x plus 16 equals 0. Okay, So let's see what are the solutions. Okay, we know that f2 is 0. Okay, so we need to show that x minus 2 is a factor. So we have to show f2 is 0. So substitute x equal 2 into f. Okay, since this is proving, so make sure every important step must be written. So you have to state here equals 0. Hence, you have to conclude since f of 2 is 0, so x minus 2 is a factor of f of x. Because the question say, show that x minus 2 is a factor of f of x. Okay, next. We need to factorize completely f of x. So we know that x minus 2 is a factor. Okay, straight away, if you have the calculator, it's just 3x squared plus bx. You can straight away find the value of b. Here b is negative 10 if you use the analytic method. Okay, straight away factorize it. Hence, 3x squared minus 10, x minus 8 is 3x plus 2, x minus 4. Okay, we have answered part A. We have factorized f of x completely. So now part B. So normally part B, students have problems to get the full marks. Okay, so we have f of x here and we managed to factorize it. Now, okay, cepat sangat cikgu pindah. Okay, what must we do in order to get 3x to the power of 6? 6x to the power of 4. Okay, and 12x power 3 plus 16. Okay, I already shown you the answer just now. Okay, we replace x with x squared. So you have, everything is replaced with x squared. So x here is replaced with x squared. Okay, here pun you replace with x squared. Okay, so you have this 3x to the power 6 minus 16x to the power 4 plus 12x squared plus 16. Okay, when we equate it to 0, we are solving the equation already. So the factors are also equate to 0. But remember, just now I did mention when n is 6, it means that it has 6 roots. Okay, so but looking at these factors, when you equate it to 0, 3x squared plus 2 is greater than 0. Meaning, what does this mean? What does this mean? Okay. Anybody? Okay, it means that there's no real roots. So the roots are imaginary. So we can ignore this because we need to find the real roots. So the real roots comes from the factors x squared minus 2 times x squared minus 4 equals 0. So we have x squared equal 2 or x squared equal 4. Hence, the real root is x equal negative set 2 or set 2, negative 2 or 2. Okay, so please take note. But if the question says find the roots, then you have to state the imaginary roots. Okay, x squared, remember, negative x squared is, I squared is negative 1, okay? So you can find the complex root here. But since the question asks for real roots, so we only use the one with that can be factorized. They give you the real root, sorry. Okay, next. Okay, number 6 is a past year from Stpm. I forgot what year. Okay, again, notice that part A is always finding the constant A and B. But part B, there's something they will add up. They will pair up either polynomial inequality, polynomial equations, or testing your skill on your algebraic skills. Okay, let's do finding the A and B. So first, again, you interpret the question. When Px is divided by, polynomial Px is divisible by 2x minus 1. Divisible means it leaves no remainder. Okay, so it is P half equal 0. Divisible means there is no remainder. When it's divided by x minus 1, the remainder is 9, so P1 is 9. Okay, so make sure you understand the term divisible. Okay, then look at the term here. your answer must be given in solution set. Okay, so most students, they tend to forget this. They don't answer the question according to the requirement. Okay, the question requirement. So to find A and B, as usual, we substitute the information that we got. P half is 0. So substitute X as half in P. We get the first equation. A plus 16B equals negative 62. Next, we substitute P1 equals 9. When divide by X minus 1, remainder is 9. So substitute X1 into the polynomial P. We get the second equation. A plus B equals negative 2. So you get your first equation just now. Solving the two equations simultaneously, you get your B to be negative 4 and your A to be 2. Okay, so first part memang tak ada masalah. No problem. So second part, find the solution set for the inequality Px less than 0. Okay, so we need to factorize Px. Okay. I'm always going back to basics, but sometimes it depends too much on your calculator, right? But I have to test which 2013. Thank you, Shafiq. Okay, this question is Stpm 2013. So I'm going to factorize Px before solving the inequality. So I'm going to use the factor theorem. So I always look at this constant number 4. So we know that the factors of 4 is plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 4. But when you substitute 1, obviously P1 is not 0. Substitute negative 1 is not 0. Substitute 2 is not 0. But when you substitute negative 2, what happens? P negative 2 is 0. So what does this mean from the factor theorem? X plus 2 is a factor of Px. So now you can factorize Px. Again, I'm using the analytic method, or you can use the calculator. Okay, I have x squared plus Px plus 2. Or here, 2x times x is 2x squared. So I need to multiply by x squared to get 2x to the power 4. So minus 1 times minus 2 is minus 2 times 2 is negative 4, the constant here. That's how I always check my answer. So comparing coefficient of x, straight away I get my b to be 0. But you have the calculator, be careful. Sometimes here we have x squared plus 2. So this is factorizing Px. So next step, then only you can find the Px, the values of x such that Px is less than 0. So write down the factorization. Again, when you see x squared plus 2, it's always positive for all x in R. Okay, so make sure you remember this, x squared plus 2 is always positive for all x in R. So when this is always positive, in order to get this negative, the product of 2x minus 1 and x plus 2 must be negative. Okay, it must be negative. So you can use a number line or whatever method. So we want the negative part. Which one is the negative part here? How do I know it's negative part? Because from the inequality, less than 0 indicates negative. So what is the range of values of x? X lies between negative 2 and half. Okay, notice that it's a white circle, meaning that it's non-inclusive. Don't forget to give your answer in set form. Okay, x between negative 2 and half. Set form means you have to have this parenthesis. Okay, you have to put in set form, or else you lose mark. Okay, or else you lose mark. Okay, that's number 6. Okay, number 7. Okay, now I can go slowly because right, I'm giving you the first A, B first. Later on C, D. We do part by part. Okay. Number 7 is also past year. Yes, past year. 15 marks. I should have typed what year is this. Okay, right. Again, notice that they will ask you to find the values of the constant h and k given the information. Okay, the polynomial leaves a remainder of 4 when divided by x minus 1, a remainder of negative 2 when divided by px plus 1. So again, we translate this into mathematical sentence. P1 is 4, P P negative 1 is negative 2. Then, okay, so we're going to use this information to get the values of H and K. So by now you could see the pattern, the question pattern, okay? The first part is always finding the constant by applying the theorem. But the second part is always, what I call it, application. Okay, next B, express the polynomial Px in the form x minus 1 squared qx plus rx. Okay, so if you look at this form, x minus 1 squared qx plus rx, anything at the behind is the remainder. This is, we know that x minus 1 squared, okay, is a divisor. How do I know? Because they kata when divided by x minus 1, x plus 1. So this is x squared. When you multiply them both, is x squared minus 1. So this is a divisor. This is the remainder. Okay. So get all the clues first, then only we can solve the question. Okay. So first information just now, P1 is 4. Substitute x1 into Px. Okay, we have H plus K equals 3. Second information, we have P negative 1 equal negative 2. So substitute into the equation or the polynomial, we have H minus K equals 1. Okay, second equation. Then we solve it simultaneously. 1 plus 2, we have H equal 2. And then K equals 1. Okay, by now I don't have to show 2H sebagainya, okay? Okay, yeah, betul. Syafiq say question B, we do long division. We have to do long division. Okay, now. So for part B, Syafiq already mentioned that we have to use long division. The clue was that just now I gave you Px can be written as x minus 1 squared plus qx plus rx. So straight away, we use long division because straight away we can tell qx is, what do you call it? You got it just now. Qx is quadratic. So by doing long division, you can straight away get qx. Can I drink first? Okay, straight away you can get qx. But be careful in when using long division. Okay, I put 0x squared so that my placing of the values of the quotient is correctly placed. So we have 2x squared here multiplied by x squared. I have 2x to the power 4 minus 2x squared. So you need to minus, okay, negative be minus here. So you have here x cubed, 0x squared minus 2x squared is plus 2x squared, and then we take down here plus 2x. So next we multiply x with x squared minus 1. We have x cubed minus x here. X times x squared is x cubed. X times minus x is minus x. So you minus, you take away. So this is 2x squared. 2x minus x is 3x, then bring down the negative 1. So the last value is, anybody? What is the last value? Today is all about remembering your timetable. So to get 2x squared here, we multiply by plus 2. So we have 2x squared minus 2. So our remainder is 3x plus 1. Hence, we can rewrite our Px as x squared minus 1 is a divisor. Straight away you get the quadratic expression 2x squared plus x plus 2 plus the remainder 3x plus 1, which is linear. Okay, now we need to express qx. Where is qx? This one, in completing the square form. This is part C and D. Okay, because it's too lengthy, so I divided into 2 slides. Okay, so we need to express qx in completing the square form, a times x plus b squared plus c. Then we have to deduce that qx is always positive for all real values of x, and hence deduce the minimum value of qx and the corresponding value of x. And then part D, determine the set of values of x for which px is greater than 3x plus 1. Okay, right, yes. Okay, now, if you look at part C, part 1, part 2, do you all recall form 5 function? Okay, function whereby you have to convert quadratic form into completing the square form. Okay, so and then to show that it's always positive for real values of x. So part C is actually form 5. Okay, if you master your maths, you have no problems in solving this question. Okay, so let's look how can we transform this into completing the square form. So what must you do? We take out the coefficient 2 here. So you are left with x squared plus x over 2 plus 1. Okay, to change this to completing the square form, what do we need to add? Remember the rule? We add with b over 2 squared. So when you add with b over 2 squared, you have to minus with b over 2 squared. So your b is half. So half divided by 2 is 1 over 4 squared. And you need to minus it with 1 over 4 squared because they must be equal. So rewriting this, okay, we have x squared plus 1 over 4 squared minus 1 over 4 squared plus 1. Okay, you simplify this, you get this 15 over 16. Then you multiply out with your 2 here in front. So we have 2 times x plus 1 over 4 squared plus 15 over 8. So you have expressed qx into completing the square form. Okay, so you have expressed qx into completing the square form. Okay, next, you need to deduce that qx is always positive. Remember, when you see a square here, the value inside the bracket is always positive, no matter what value x in R. If you don't believe me, you just substitute any value of x. Okay, good. Okay, so since this is positive, x plus 1 over 4 squared is always positive for any value in R. You can substitute any value in R. So this expression here, the whole expression must be positive. Why? 15 over 8 is positive. Okay, when a positive multiplied by a 2 is always positive. So positive plus a positive is always positive for all x in R. Okay, I forgot. Deduce that. Okay, therefore, patut tulis therefore ya, to show when answering, when you conclude, okay, the symbol therefore is to show that you are concluding your answer. So therefore, qx is always positive for all x in R. Okay, please put the therefore sign in front. Okay, now, who wants to deduce the minimum value of qx? Form 5 ni? Oh yeah, boleh, Syafiq, you can use discriminant to get what? To get what, Syafiq? Boleh, boleh. Can. To show discriminant, to get the value of x ke? To get the value, the corresponding values of x and the minimum value of qx. I think it's to get the minimum value of qx. I mean, yes, you can use the discriminant or you can use the corresponding value of x. I mean, to get the corresponding value of x. Is that what you mean? Shafiq, I don't understand the question. I think this is for part 2. Shafiq is asking for part 2, using the discriminant to get the minimum value of qx and corresponding value of x. But I think if we refer to part 1, okay, it's about this completing the square form and then deduce the minimum value of qx. Teacher Im, help me here. the marking scheme. The mark scheme. Because when they kata deduce, we have to use the completing the square form. Okay. So what is the minimum value of qx here? We already expressed in completing. Thank you, Cikgu Faiza. Okay, what is the minimum value of qx? Cikgu Faiza is in the house. You look at the completing the square form. Where can you get the minimum value? Okay, so the minimum value is just 15 over x. The corresponding value of x is, you look here, yes, thank you Shafiq, 15 over x. and the corresponding value of x is just negative 1/4. Okay, so that is part 2. Okay, next. So part C is just testing your knowledge, form 5 knowledge on function. D is the polynomial inequality, px greater than 3x plus 1. So what is your px? Okay, so we can cancel off 3x plus 1, 3x plus 1. So you are left with x squared minus 1 times 2x squared plus x plus 2 greater than 0. Okay, now, can anything, who wants to follow up the next step? X squared minus 1 multiplied by qx. This is qx. What did we prove just now? We proved that qx is always positive for all real values of x, right? That's what we have proven just now. Qx is always positive for all x in R. So your x squared minus 1 must also be positive. Okay, why? Because positive times positive must be positive. Hence, we factorize it using the number line method or whatever method, as long as it's acceptable method, valid method. Okay, now we have a positive here. Okay, so we have positive. So we have x less than negative 1. The region that satisfies the inequality is for all x less than negative 1. And then the values of x that satisfy greater than 0 is x greater than 1. Okay, since, Okay, so the solution set is x less than negative 1 or x, greater than 1. Okay. So I think that's about all. We have 3 more minutes, so I pass over. Before that, I wish to say thank you. Don't forget to subscribe Cikgu Zana channel. Okay, hope all the best in your exams or in your studies, and hopefully you get A in your Stpm for maths. Okay, over to you, Madam Rusmaya.
Madam Rasmaya, let me clarify about the discriminant. All right, I already typed in the chat box. If you all can see, the discriminant technique is the b squared minus 4ac. That technique, you can also use it to check whether the values, the element or the polynomial or the equation are bigger than 0, but it has to be a quadratic lah. All right, because b squared minus 4ac is basically you have to find the a from the x squared, the b from the x, and then the c from the constant, right?
Yeah.
You can also use that. All right.
Okay. Okay, Cikgu Naini is in the house. Hi, Cikgu Naini.
All right. Hello, everyone.
Tonight is biology, I think. Cikgu Naini is
Yeah.
presenting. Yeah.
Yeah, Cikgu Rani is presenting tonight. Okay, please do check them out. Okay, please check Cikgu Faiza's channel and Cikgu Naini's channel. They are biology teachers. Okay,
Yeah.
and their class is tonight at 9:30. Cikgu
Yes.
Naini, you can type the time and the time in the chat box so that they can take note for the bio students.
Yeah.
All right, and then should I, Cikgu Zana?
I will not.
Don't wanna. Afterwards, mereka tunggu. Tak
Okay,
ada Sec 1
okay.
punya kelas lagi.
Okay, right. You can. Okay,
Alright, for all the students here, I would like to tell you all sad news again. Right, Cikgu Zana is not leaving us. She promised that she is going to join us, still here with us, but she couldn't present because as you all see, she's not feeling well and she's forcing herself to have class for you all. So I hope you all give her a big like, okay? Give her a big like, and then please subscribe to her channel. She already say she will do the slides and she will do the presentation, but in video, means on her own time. She could not rush for you for every Saturday like this. So from this week onward, I will first clear the SEM 2 students because the SEM 2 students need to sit for exam. I will come back to the SEM 1 student after I settle with the SEM 2. Okay, don't worry.
Don't worry, I'll be around. I'll be helping Teacher
Cikgu
Im
Zana
to
is
do
going
the
to
photos
be
and
around.
everything.
Yeah, she's not.
Oh, no.
She's
Just
not
that,
leaving us. She's still going to be around, but she's doing all at her own pace. Okay, means you can subscribe to her channel. Whenever she is healthy, she will make a video for you. Alright?
Okay,
Same
yeah.
like Cikgu Aileen. You all notice or not? Cikgu Aileen's channel got video. So please go there also. Alright? Teacher Im yang tak ada video.
That's why now why the government put the retirement age at 60, because after 60 one penyakit comes.
Yeah, all our sickness. Teacher Im also don't know I will last how long. So you all want to subscribe, you subscribe fast. If not, maybe I retire also. Okay, back to you, Cikgu Maya. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Cikgu Maya. Thank you, Teacher Im. Thank you
So
to
do
all the
not-
wonderful students. Don't worry, I'll be here
Yeah,
next week.
traffic worry already.
Yeah.
Don't leave
Shafiq is
us.
the constant.
Don't let
He's
us
the regular
Zana,
student here.
Shafiq.
Shafiq.
He's always
So
very
do not
supportive.
worry, everyone. Okay. Teacher Zana need a rest too, right?
Yes.
Yes. Teacher Im also need the rest. Can I skip class to
No. Teacher Im is much younger than I, Dia paling
next-
muda.
Next week, SEM 2 students, please be here. I don't want to talk alone inside the chat conti without any students. Next week is Numerical Method, last chapter in SEM 2. Please be around. Okay?
Okay.
Cikgu Maya, let's close this up so that all of
Okay.
us can go rest.
Yeah.
So with God's grace, we have reached the end of today's session. Congratulations to those who are able to follow our session from the beginning till the end. So before we end our session for today, okay, I will announce the last digit code for credit claim. So the last digit code for credit claim is number 8. Okay, number 8. Okay, so all of you, please stop posting your comments for a while. And if you haven't clicked the subscribe button, please do so. Make sure it turns to grey color, okay, not the red color. And activate the icon bell so that you will not miss the next class session. Okay? Then if you find that the lesson was beneficial, click like and share to your friends on your social media. Spread and share the goodness. Okay, once completed, type down on the chat box before the certificate link is given as a token of thank you for your dedication in joining the free online class today. So, okay, link for the certificate and link to credit claim are already given in the chat box. Okay, please take note. The link will end half an hour after this live. So make sure to use the EDD email or more email, okay, to log in. Incorrect email used will not be entertained. If you haven't got one, please apply. The link to apply the EDD email is also given in the chat box. And if you wish to get more information on the online classes, go to www.academyyoutuber.com. And to those who haven't joined EDD Dunia Telegram, please do so. So once again, I would like to thank all of the students for joining today. Remember that the more classes you join, the more credit you can claim. So feel free to share this free tuition class to your friends and teachers all over Malaysia. So this is a collective effort from all the teachers throughout Malaysia for all the students throughout the country. So thank you too for being a YouTuber Academy supporter too. So I think that's all for now. See you in another session. Ingat hashtag bermula percuma, selamanya percuma. Assalamualaikum. Stay safe till we meet again next week. Same day, same time on Saturday at 5 p.m.
And also Sunday got physics class. Tonight got bio
Sunday.
class. Physics class,
Sunday.
what time for Maya?
Cikgu how account
5 p.m.
account 5
Okay.
p.m.
But next week I'm not on. Econs. Econs.
Economy.
Take turns. We take turns now. Yeah.
Okay, so economy is coming up next week and Cikgu Maya on Sunday, right? Sunday.
Wow.
Right.
Physics.
See you all. Bye.
Bye.
Wow, banyaknya hadiah menarik menanti anda. Wah, kini Akademi YouTuber mengambil inisiatif baru di mana memberikan hadiah-hadiah ini secara percuma. Ya, percuma kepada anda semua. Bagaimana caranya? Dengan mengikuti kelas tuition online percuma Akademi YouTuber sambil mengutip mata kredit, anda dapat menukarkannya dengan hadiah-hadiah yang menarik ini. Tunggu apa lagi? Segalanya percuma.
Jangan lepaskan peluang tau. Dah dapat banyak hadiah menarik, takkan nak lepaskan peluang.
Layari www.academyyoutuber.com sekarang untuk maklumat lanjut.
Dibawakan kepada anda oleh Akademi YouTuber.
Wah, Madam Maya, you ada peminat.